can't guard Arizona, they're just better than us. They're better than us on the backboard, they're better than us on offense, they're better than us on defense. They're much better than they were last year at all 5 starting positions and the bench. So, if them doesn't have a really good game, we have no chance. That's a lot to put on one guy. It's unfair, but that's just our reality. So we went on a stretch of bad shots and turnovers that ended the game for us. Last 10 minutes of the first half. But we just can't guard them. They didn't run anything. It's just like USC. They just beat us. Just beat us right off the dribble. Couple pick and rolls, but they just beat us.
Just kind of given that discrepancy in firepower, how do you, season's only got, maybe a handful of games left. I know you probably don't want to talk about next season, but.
No, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay. Tonight, though, you made a change.
I feel like you don't even know what to ask, right?
Yeah, I really don't. I really don't.
We were just talking about it.
No, there's really no, look, they're just better than us.
Yeah.
I just went through it. They're just better than us in all 3 phases. For us, Lazar had none at halftime, I believe.
Right.
The truth of it is for us, we got no chance at matching their fire. When KJ Lewis, shoots the ball like that, nobody's going to beat them. I mean, look, I love him. He's a tough kid, competitor. I have great respect for him. But he's not a shooter. I've seen him for 3 years. I know he's a freshman, but I've seen him for 3 years. He shoots the ball like that, you have no chance.
You made a change in the starting lineup. Was there a
Practice.
Coach, defensively, what would you say that you were most disappointed in defensively?
Getting backdoored as much as we got backdoored, and just our inability to guard the ball. Just marking a guy and keeping a guy in front of you and having some pride in it. We got some guys that, look, I thought Dylan Andrews played as hard as he can play. Extremely proud of him. Thought he played with a lot of heart for the 3rd straight game. So I thought Lazar in the second half played with some heart. But Sebastian, Jan, Burke, Brandon, and Will, because they get beat every time somebody dribbles the ball. Now, that would be my biggest. I mean, you got no chance if you can't. Most teams like they have to run stuff, right, to hurt you. All you got to do is drive by us.
Coach, in a performance like this, what positives are there to take?
None.
And in the second half, down 19, Adem hustled to the rim to get a chase down.
He always hustles.
How does he exemplify?
Adem's got a great heart. He's, in my opinion, it's a different era. He reminds me of Kenyon Martin. But Kenyon was the first pick in the draft, but he stayed 4 years. He's got a lot to learn, but he's got unbelievable attitude, explosion. But he's got to learn how to play smarter. We're trying to play through him on offense. He was never an offensive player until this year. It's a growth spurt for him. He's trying. I just don't have enough help for him right now. Great kid.
Coach, on the topic of Adem, he didn't have any fouls in the first half. Was the inability to take advantage of that, just like you said, tied to the talent disparity of the game?
Yeah. Obviously it didn't help us.
Jump and shoot.
We get John.
Coach, what can you get the team to do to rebound better and not just, end up fouling so much where this other team, they didn't take more shots than you, but they had a lot more free throws.
Yeah.
That looked like a big difference.
What I would tell you from experience, and I have a lot of them, good teams get fouled, bad teams foul. And that's just the facts.
Any expand.
Now, I don't know what Coach Wooden used to say about that. But I grew up in the Midwest, and Bob Knight's goal was, and my dad was, always talked about things that Coach Knight talked about. So he would talk about, you gotta shoot more free throws than your opponent attempts. Or you gotta make more than they attempt. And they accomplished that. 23 makes, we only had 18 attempts. And that's 2 straight games with that time. What we gotta do, all I can do is keep coaching and showing film. Coaching, teaching, showing film, trying to teach guys. Young teams foul, old teams defend. They start 4 seniors. And like I alluded to, they have a freshman that's just a super winner in Lewis.
Is there anything else you can do between now and Arizona State?
Coach and just watch film. Teach, coach, watch film.
One minute, thanks, Coach.
I mean, I can't play. Sorry.
Thanks, Coach. 1 minute.
What's that?
1 minute.
I don't understand what you're saying.
1 minute.
I'll end when I'm ready.
Any other questions in the room? Thank you.
You got it? I thought you had some.
Well, I'll ask.
No, you. Go ahead. You hadn't got one in, that's why I was trying to be polite.
So thank you. Obviously, young team, you mentioned growing pains. You
Yeah.
mentioned coaching. Are they where you thought they might be at this point of the season?
No, I would have obviously wished that some of our younger players had developed and were more productive. At the end of the day, when like Lawrence Frank was here tonight, a close friend of mine, he's doing personnel, Ty Lue's coaching, but in my job, I do both. So you have to take your hat off, right? You're responsible for development, but when you've done this long enough, you recruit 2 guys in the same class, 4 years later, one guy's a pro, or he scores 2,000 points, 4 years later, the same guy's making the same mistakes. That's just life, right? So you just have to evaluate, who you can build with and who gets better. But no, I mean, a lot of our freshmen have not played the way and developed the way I would have hoped. I think that Dylan Andrews definitely has. That wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And I think, Lazar in the second half did, but, and Adem's, he's a work in progress, but his heart and his athleticism are great. So, but the answer, in a obvious would be no. I mean, there's also who you're comparing them against as well, too, right? They play one of the best teams in the country tonight. That's the best team they've been since I've coached against them for 5 years, because they defend. They seem to, the same passing, they got the player of the year in the league, but Johnson's just a better defender than Tubelis. Their guards are better, Kirk Reese wasn't a great defender, so they're just better. But no, they're definitely not happy with some of the development, with some of the young guys. And it's just obvious. When you get outclassed, it's obvious. All right, guys.
Thank you.